You're watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, more than 40 small businesses and vendors all in one spot, just in time for Mother's Day. We'll get details on this weekend's Thrive on Main in Sheffield, Illinois.
Plus, spring fashions from an area clothing boutique with 6 locations celebrating 63 years in business. We'll check out what's new at Four Seasons.
And in our second half hour, a preview of the premiere of Death by Fruitcake at the Last Picture House. The director will join us along with one of the actors who is someone you might recognize. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. It is Wednesday, May 7th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
I'm Kyle Keel. Well, finally spring is in the air, and that means it's time once again for one of the area's most inspiring home tours. Of course, we're talking about the annual Spring Preview of Homes, and it's hosted by the Quad City Builders and Remodelers Association.
Yes, whether you are house hunting, dreaming of a renovation, or just love checking out innovative home design, this free event is your chance to explore beautiful properties crafted by some of the QCA's best builders. And joining us now with details on the annual event is Mona Pfeiffer from the QC Builders and Remodelers Association, along with JJ Condon, owner of Applestone Homes. Thank you guys for being here today.
Always.
Yeah, this is an exciting event.
It is.
It's the spring preview. How would you describe this event? It is a long-running event. People go every year.
Yes, it is. And the spring is a little bit different than the fall. The spring, we kind of changed from a parade to a preview.
Right.
Because some of the homes aren't all the way completed in the spring. But that's also nice because people can walk through and kind of see, you know, the process of building. You know, all the homes are safe to go in. But in the fall is more of the judging and they're more completed. But it's an awesome time to get out. It kicks springs off. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Go to brunch. Buy a home, check
some
it out.
homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because these homes aren't finished, it's really good to promote some of the things that the local builders are doing.
Right, right. It's just amazing. And JJ and his family have been a part of our parade and preview of homes for years too. And the homes this spring, they're amazing. They're just beautiful. All the different things that you're seeing and all the new trends, and even in flooring and appliances and painting. It's like, yeah, you know, you might love your home, which you do, and then you go to those and go, I don't like my home.
I like this home.
I like the other one better.
So it's really exciting, but sometimes it's like, But it inspires you to change some things up, like you said, whether you're going to buy or remodel.
You get some great ideas doing that. Okay, so JJ, tell us a little bit about your journey into home building. Mona just mentioned it's been a family business for you. So what has inspired you to keep going with Applestone Homes, and just describe the business for us a little bit.
Well, my grandpa Bunny got in the business way back in the 40s, and he had 2 sons, Mike and Pat, and they both had 5 kids, and each a son who also became home builders. And now I have 5 kids. Yes. So maybe I'm keeping it going to give it the kids a chance to keep the tradition alive. But yeah, we've been in the home building business for quite some time.
Yeah, you absolutely have.
Yeah, we're looking at some of these, the interiors of these homes. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. So JJ, you actually have a home in the spring preview, rather. So what can you tell us about it?
It's a really unique home. If you haven't had a chance to see any of the new homes down at Jefferson Place, it's an infill addition or a heritage neighborhood, just a few blocks north of River Drive, where Davenport and Bettendorf meet. So they were designed to fit the architectural character of the existing neighborhood and hopefully become part of the canvas of the streetscape there. But yeah, the most unique thing is they have garages that load in from the alley, which allows us to build these really cute little doll houses from the front. And then once you get inside, you'll be surprised to realize they have all the same amenities of any other modern day new construction home.
Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful.
A lot bigger than you think when you get in there.
Yeah, and this is a map of where you can find all the homes in the spring preview. Mona, you kind of already touched on this a little bit, but you know, people obviously, the end goal, especially with home builders, is they want folks to come in who want to build a home or buy one of these homes, of course. But it's also a great source of inspiration, which you talked about. So we're going to see this weekend, next week, and next weekend, lots of really cool trends and things like that, just for somebody who's looking for a little inspiration.
Right. Right, and like I said, you would be amazed at all the different all the different finishes, just in appliances. The handles and the finishes. And believe it or not, I was just talking to some builders last week, and oak is starting to come back.
Is it?
I know. Everybody hold out. Just hold out. Hopefully it'll change a little bit, but it's supposed to be coming back a little bit.
Don't paint those
But,
cabinets.
yeah, but still, gray's going away a little bit. Some
Okay.
different colors are coming in, so it's kind of nice to see, a new palette of things.
Yes, it is.
You think I
yeah.
just changed my house to gray?
Sorry,
it's going to be
Kyle.
outdated.
Get some oak cabinets and you're back. Yeah.
So, I mean, do these trends change really year to year, or does it take time for that to happen?
I think it takes time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's year to year. When Bettendorf beige was around for how many years was that? Yeah,
Beige?
and then
That
we
should
have
be the
different
name of a
tones gray.
racehorse for next year.
But I'm seeing a lot of
Beige.
darker houses, whether it be siding or stone.
The trends
and-
do. I mean, they hang out long enough to have some longevity, but they're a lot quicker than when I first got in the business. So that's why when we meet with people, we try to help them imagine their home 10 and 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully you can get something that's both not boring, but also timeless, something
Right.
that has some longevity.
Yeah, that's got to be difficult too as a home builder, and it's something I wanted to ask you before was balancing that when you talk to a prospective home buyer, when they're wanting to get creative with a lot of stuff, but how do you balance that with making sure things are functional so that way 10 years down the road they're not going, I got to move because this doesn't
Yeah.
work for me anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have the opportunity to do our drafting in-house. So from the ground up, we try to give them a template that I always say checks all the boxes. And once you've checked all the boxes, and those are normally the must-haves and the functionality, then we can get a little bit more inspired,
Yeah.
and we start putting in
The fun
library
begins.
ladders and
Yeah.
all the wild stuff. So yeah, it's a balance, but that's what the task is to help guide people through.
Wonderful.
And Mona, each year, I guess each season, I suppose, we have you on talking about the Parade of Homes or the Preview of Homes.
Right.
Why do you think these resonate so much with our community?
Well, gosh, there's Parade of Homes all over the United States,
Yeah.
and I go and try to see a lot of them. Ours is awesome too because we don't charge admission, so it opens it up to the whole public. But this area, Iowa's always been great for builders and buying land, and I'll tell you what. We get such great write-ups for people that come, and we have judges that come in for the fall parades that are kind
Yeah.
of blown away by our builders, and
That's great.
in a smaller area. I'm telling you, the builders that belong to the Quad City Builders and Remodelers Association they're top notch.
Yeah.
And you have builders that were trained by builders. So some of our older builders that may be getting ready to retire, the new builders that are coming in were trained by them.
Sure.
So
a lot of pride there.
a lot of pride.
Something very cool that I want to touch on before we run out of time with you is we're going to look ahead quickly to June. Dr.
Right.
Robert Dietz will be in the Quad Cities. It's going to be the end of June, June 26th.
June 26th.
This is a very cool opportunity.
Right, it's at the Isle of Capri. Dr. Robert Dietz is the chief economist for the National Association of Home Builders in Washington, D.C. So he's the one, that goes to the White House and talks to the Senate and the Congress, and he's, on your CNN and Fox and all
Right.
that. But he's going to come to the Quad Cities to do an economic forecast for the Quad Cities.
Oh, that's great.
And, tariffs and interest rates and recessions
Yeah.
and home costs and everything. So it's open to the public, so you can get a hold of us at QCBR. But yeah, he's
great.
He's a big deal.
Kind of a big deal, yeah.
He's kind of
I was gonna
a
say,
big deal because we
Deal.
fight for affordable housing, so
Yes.
he's the one that represents us.
People can get their questions
yes.
answered.
Insightful, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
very
the
much so.
Spring preview, it does start this weekend, Mother's Day weekend, running Saturday, May 10th, Sunday, the 11th, from 1 to 5. The public can also tour homes next Wednesday, the 14th, from 5 to 7 p.m. if that's better for you. And then again next weekend from 1 to 5. Admission is free, and there are booklets available at all Hy-Vee stores. So if you just want that hard copy of
Pick it
that
up.
map,
Yes, on the website. But yeah, sometimes you need it and check off where you've been and which ones you love.
It's a
and
little road trip. All right, Mona
Yes.
and JJ, thank you so much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you both. We appreciate it. Well, just ahead on Quad Cities Live, a small town with a big heart. We'll have details as Sheffield, Illinois is flooded with small businesses and vendors for this weekend's Thrive on Main event.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Streets of downtown Sheffield, Illinois will soon be flooded with small businesses, artisans, and vendors for Thrive on Main.
Yes, it's an annual small town event with a whole lot of heart, and it's happening this Saturday, May 10th, and it's just in time for, of course, Mother's Day. So joining us in the studio today is Mary Ann Certovich. She is the organizer behind Thrive on Main. Mary Ann, welcome back to the show. You were here last year to talk about the 6th annual event, and now we're here to talk about the 7th annual event. Probably comes up fast for you, right?
It does.
Yes.
It really does, yes.
So kind of walk us through the day, because I mean, you have dozens of local vendors.
Right, we do. We have over 40
Awesome.
now. We have local businesses as well as local, fairly local, within a 40, 50 mile range
Oh, great.
of artisans, We have food trucks and vendors. We have a lot of boutique type businesses, small businesses, candles and soaps, and a lot of just artisan type products that will fill Main Street. We block off the business district and for the day, and so people can freely walk up and down the streets and visit and shop.
That's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So for folks who've never had an opportunity to go visit Main Street in Sheffield, Illinois, kind of set the scene for us. I mean, what does it feel like seeing all those vendors, dozens of them lined up on the streets? This is a once-a-year thing, and it's got to be a destination, I feel like, for a lot of people who've been there in the past.
It has. From the first year, it was an experiment, and then it quickly became really successful, very quickly. But it's free admission, so people walk in and out. The streets are full of white tents, and some people dress their areas up quite a bit.
I love to see that.
It's just very relaxed. We have live music playing the entire time.
Wow.
And so it's just a really fun day of shopping and being with friends, meeting family.
Very cool, especially Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, Mother's Day weekend. Yeah, perfect spot to shop for moms. So before we get to some of the vendors you brought today, talk about that growth. You kind of alluded to it. You know, you started off very small, and then in 7 years, you've grown. So talk about that growth and what it's like to see this in small town Bureau County.
Very small town. 850 people, small town. Yes, we have grown. The number of vendors has always been anywhere from 40 to mid 50s.
Okay.
Just depending year to year what it brings. But we have new businesses in Sheffield that are drawing from outside the area.
Oh, great.
That's
so those, along with the street vendors, are there. And one of the things that we're focusing on is Mother's Day. We thought, is that a good weekend? Is that not a good weekend to have it? But it's proven to be a great weekend, because that's what a lot of people are focusing on. What can I get for mom, for grandma? Yes, absolutely.
Last minute, but also what to do with mom. So I am so blessed my mom is going to be in town with me this weekend. She's not from the area. And I'm thinking, I want to go do something. We're going to finally have nice weather. This is a perfect example of a great way to spend time with mom when you're actually doing. You're not just somewhere eating at a restaurant. You're actually checking things out. You can pick up a few gifts for her. So this right here is a perfect idea for Mother's Day.
And this is from Parlor Coffee and Cream. So she has put together a flower boutique from Old Farm Flowers. And get a coffee and a biscuit or a muffin.
Perfect. Look at that.
Happy Mother's Day.
Nice little bundle.
Yes, they also sell their homemade honey as well.
Oh, everyone loves a good homemade honey.
Absolutely. We have a new business in Sheffield. She's just opened in the last few months, Blissful Branch. These are some of hers. She's got women and children's clothing, and also a whole store full of home decor. Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful store.
Wonderful. Okay, and you talked a little bit too, I believe. You mentioned the live music, but if we do want to make a day of it, there's going to be opportunities to grab a bite to eat as well.
Yes.
You mentioned food.
We have several food vendors, trucks of varied food styles.
Okay, wonderful. And then the Sidewalk Chalk Art Contest. So this is a big draw for families as well.
Right, that just started last year and was successful. Mostly children, but adults are welcome as well.
Okay.
Bring your talent and draw up the sidewalk. It was a lot of fun. So we're bringing that back again this year. So moms, bring your kids and they'll have something to do while you're shopping.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. It seems like everyone loves a good sidewalk chalk experience. So
well, those who can draw, yes.
Those who
can't.
Exactly. If you give it a good, honest
open,
try.
That's open to all.
Yeah, it's still fun. And like you mentioned, I mean, the weather's going to be great for all of that. So looking forward to that. So Thrive on Main is one day only. It's this Saturday, May 10th, with vendors opening for business at 10 a.m. The event is free and open to everyone. So if you want to make the trip out to Bureau County, I'm sure everyone on Main would appreciate that.
It'd be a great day.
Thank you so much, Mary Ann.
Thank you
very much.
Yes.
And speaking of shopping, after the break, we're taking a look at what's new for spring at Four Seasons as the Geneseo-based business celebrates 63 years.
Quad Cities Live continues.
Hello, Geneseo. This week, we are putting the spotlight on this charming Henry County community, highlighting popular attractions and local businesses. And one of those businesses is celebrating 63 years. We're talking about Four Seasons, headquartered in Geneseo, with an additional 5 locations in and around the QCA. Here to tell us all about what we can find inside the store is Katie Katsunis. Katie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we really appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk all about Four Seasons. What makes it such a special place to shop?
Well, we like to focus on Missy Petite and plus sizes.
Okay.
So we have size, no matter your size, we have an option for you. And spring is the best time of year because we've received so many brand new deliveries. We also focus on fit. It's important that things fit and are comfortable and look good.
I feel like too, I mean, after 63 years, there are things that are going to set a business apart from other businesses. And that has to be one of them, is not only the sizing inclusivity, but also really making guests, customers feel like attention is being paid to them while they're shopping and spending their money. And that's something that you guys do really well.
So customers often tell us that our sales specialists are honest with them.
Yeah.
Yes, that looks good. Maybe we should find something
We
else.
need that. A gentle, yes, a gentle nudging in a different direction
Yes.
sometimes. Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, and you guys do have lots of different locations. I know I drive by the one here in Davenport all the time. Really convenient. You're in Geneseo as well. We've got all those locations listed on the screen. So if you're maybe watching us near the Galesburg area or somewhere near Iowa City, rest assured there is a Four Seasons nearby that you can visit.
We also have a website, fourseasonsdirect.com.
Yes, you do, and you can shop on that website as well. So
Yes.
it's not just where you can look and see what you have. You can actually purchase.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to want to purchase some items, I'm sure, here today because we've got a little fashion show. So talk about who we're going to see here first.
So Jan is first, and Jan is wearing a dress, and it is always a beautiful time of year for a dress. Graduations, weddings, all of our dresses are wrinkle-free.
Really?
So if you happen to be traveling to a special event, you can put it in your suitcase, and it will be very easy to wear. Now, this is sleeveless, but customers don't tend to like to show their arms. So we have a lot of options for a little bit of a shrug here
That's
to go
nice.
over the arm, but you notice it's sheer, so it's a little bit of mesh. So it has a nice lightweight fabrication, but you've got that beautiful coverage. We've, of course, added a fun necklace to bring the whole look together.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and it's a beautiful dress. I did not know about the wrinkle-free
Yes.
dresses.
Well, if you're traveling,
I could use more of that. Just sitting here on the set, when you get up, all of a sudden you've ruined everything. So that is wonderful. And the jewelry, is that something that you have?
we carry that jewelry, and we typically look for jewelry that has color, so it can pick out the color of your outfit, and really you look 100% pulled together. That's
Yeah.
what we try to do at Four Seasons, pull it all together.
Pull it all together. I love it. Well, thank you so much. You look beautiful, Jan. Okay, who do we have next? I love this. It's a more casual look.
Kelly is casual. She is wearing actually a seersucker inspired jean jacket, but it is not denim fabric. It's that seersucker fabric, lightweight, fun little stripe there, wooden buttons, layered it with a white t-shirt. You know how hard it is to find a good white t-shirt?
It actually is.
We've got
difficult.
some
The
great
V-neck.
ones. It's a double neck detail there, a little bit of a slight V, and then she's wearing our Democracy denim in the itty bitty boot, so a slight flare there as well. And
Yeah.
we've just added shoes in the store. So this is a micro suede from Denmark, super comfortable. It's like walking on a cloud.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we are excited to have shoes in our store. So we really are head to toe at Four
You are
Seasons.
officially head to toe, and I love the detail on those shoes, like the stitching around the sole.
all hand sewn,
Wow.
and there's no glue, and they're super comfortable.
Wonderful. And those jeans are great. Can you talk a little bit about your denim selection there? Because you have a lot to offer for different age groups as well.
So we have Missy Petite and Plus,
Yeah.
but the Democracy has an all-around hidden waistband
Okay.
that's 360 degrees of stretch. So, putting on jeans, it's not really usually comfortable, but at Four Seasons, we make sure that we have comfortable jeans to wear.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Looking great, and I love the seersucker because it kind of gives that denim feel.
Summer vibe,
Yes,
too.
but more summer-like. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is great. I love the color.
So again, special occasion dressing. A jacket is a beautiful piece. It's like the topper on your cake. You've got this gorgeous print, kind of a nice baby doll type style
the
there.
color.
And this style you can wear as a shirt, keep it buttoned, or layer it with a tank and unbutton it. It has a wired collar, so it can stand up.
I love that.
Can lay down, and And then we have white pants at Four Seasons in Missy Petite and plus sizes. And it's hard to find white pants that you can't see through.
Yes.
But we test them to make sure. So this is actually a brushed twill, so it's very comfortable and easy to wear, and it's such a crisp look for summer.
It is. That's a perfect way to describe it, is crisp. You know, especially with a white pant. It doesn't seem like there's any wrinkling going on or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sue. And then finally, we have Jana that's going to join us right now, also with some more white for the season.
It is.
We're ready. It's hot out today.
Well, you know, sometimes people think Four Seasons for a certain age group, but Jana is a young gal, and
yes, she is.
Loves Four Seasons too. She is wearing a linen-inspired white jacket. It has the styling of a jean jacket, but it's not denim. It's very lightweight.
Yeah.
I call this an air conditioner buster, right? You go into a restaurant, you're freezing. This is a great option for layering. A cute little sweater underneath there, short sleeve, and then she's wearing also our Democracy denim. This is the skimmer, and why we like this is you can have your legs covered, but you look like you're participating in summer.
Yeah.
It's a nice summer denim look.
A little summer participation, yes. And the bag, is that?
Yes, this is a bag from our store. It's a little bit of a straw bag with a rattan detail there.
Oh, I love
so
that.
Lightweight and fun and just truly a fashion piece.
It is, and the rattan is like really having a moment right now.
It is,
and,
yeah.
In the shoes and the bags and everything like that.
It's really fun.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I would like to invite everybody back up because I'm sure there's something that somebody is watching right now and they're going, I need to at least take a photo or remember what this looks like so I can go in store or shop online. Really quickly as well, you have Pegasus Fine Gifts that I want to remind people as we talk about Hello Geneseo. That's another spot that they can go out and visit.
Homemade fudge, beautiful selection of gifts,
Perfect.
Tons of kitchen gadgets. It is a beautiful store, and we'd love to invite people to come visit us there as well.
Wonderful. Okay, and we've got a picture of it on the screen so you know exactly what it looks like and what you can find there. Again, Four Seasons has 6 brick and mortar locations: Geneseo, Peoria, Princeton, Galesburg, Davenport, and Iowa City. You can also shop online by heading to fourseasonsdirect.com. Katie, thank you so much for being here today, and models, wonderful job. Y'all look great. Yes, thank you so much. Well, we're not saying goodbye, Geneseo.
When it comes to gift giving, I like to give something I'd like to get. I always recommend Four Seasons, Merry-Go-Round, and Leading Lady in downtown Geneseo for gift shopping, because that's where I'd like mine to be bought. For all the gifts you wish you were getting, you can dream. Tell them Sophie sent you.
A little throwback there as we celebrate 63 years with Four Seasons. We're doing all of that for Hello Geneseo this week. Little moments in history. But as we mentioned, we are not saying goodbye just yet. We've got a lot more to come. Actually, coming up in our second half hour, the Geneseo Historical Museum. We're going to take a closer look at exhibits underway now, along with what's to come. And later, a familiar face is joining us back in the studio. Details on a film premiere of Death by Fruitcake starring Paula Sand.
And we have a kind of early summer-like day across the QCA. Many hometowns getting into the lower 80s, but we're much cooler tomorrow as we switch that wind to the northeast, and we're tracking the potential for a few showers this evening. We'll take a look at that and a big warm-up in the First Alert forecast in the next half hour of Quad Cities Live.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, we've had a mix of clouds and sunshine at times, more sun than clouds, other times more clouds than sun. And that's evident here as we look at our Everywhere camera network. But if you look closely here in the Quad Cities metro, you see some of those clouds trying to build up just a bit. That's signs that, yes, we could see a few isolated showers pop up. And we're seeing just that off to the northwest of the Quad Cities on First Alert Live Doppler radar. No lightning associated with these. That being said, we can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. And as we throw the satellite on, you can certainly see some of those clouds getting a little agitated there near and north of I-80s. We have some converging winds that are creating a little bit more lift, allowing those clouds to build a little higher. So we'll keep a few of those isolated showers in the forecast. Again, we're still stuck between these upper level low systems, although the one off to our east is kicking it off to the east. Right now you can see that spin here in portions of Canada and New England. That is making its way off to the north and east. And then we've got another upper level low to the south that's caused all sorts of problems, from heavy snow in the Rockies to severe weather here in the southern states. I noticed some of that rain kind of swirling back up into portions of Missouri, getting into southern Illinois. It's not going to make it much farther to the north as it kicks off to the east. So just for us here in the Quad Cities, we'll be talking a few scattered showers. But hey, let's talk those temperatures. 82 degrees right now at the Quad Cities International Airport. We have a calm wind, dew point of 47. So this 82 is a comfortable 82. But although if you are in that direct sunlight, it does feel pretty warm out there. But we're going to say goodbye slide to the 80s at least for a couple of days as we see that wind shift to the northeast tonight. Temperatures will bottom out in the low 40s. Again, just about 20% of us will see an isolated shower here this evening. Otherwise, we'll see clouds here overnight and then some more sunshine mixed with clouds here through the day tomorrow. But notice high temperatures only get to 70 degrees, which is actually pretty seasonable, but it's much cooler than what we have out there today. So there's a look at Exact Track. Again, it latches onto the idea, a few of these showers at 4 o'clock. Obviously, I don't think we're going to see as much coverage here that we're showing on the map, but I think we will see a few more showers develop near north of the Quad Cities. These will track off to the south and west here as that front and that northeast wind takes over, and all of us will be under that northeasterly wind here as we head into the overnight hours tonight. We'll wake up on Thursday with a mostly sunny sky. We'll see a few clouds passing by here from time to time. Again, that northeasterly wind going to keep us on the cooler side, not only for Thursday, but into Friday as well. And then we'll see some changes here heading into the weekend where we say hello to 80 degrees, and that trend is expected to continue here over the next couple of weeks. Maybe not 80 every day, but you get the idea that we have a good probability of above normal temperatures, and with that comes the potential for a shift in our weather pattern to a little more active weather pattern where we will see maybe an increased chance for rain and thunderstorms. So that's something that we'll have to watch here as we head toward the end of the month. As far as the next 7 days, things looking pretty good. We'll have low 70s here both Thursday and Friday. Some upper 30s possible here as we head into Friday morning. So maybe some patchy frost, especially north of the Quad Cities, but we'll be rewarded with temperatures back close to 80 degrees here this weekend. If you're getting mom plans for Mother's Day, it might be a good weekend to finally get out in that garden. At least you can breathe a sigh of relief that we'll likely not see any more frost from here on out. But yeah, that 40 degrees will be a little bit chilly here Friday morning.
A little bit chilly. It's that time of year, like school's not out yet, so you've got to bundle up the kid out the door, and then they come home, they forgot their jacket,
Yes,
they forgot
did.
the sweatshirt,
Yep.
all of that stuff. But looking forward to a nice weekend.
Yeah, well deserved for us, I think.
Absolutely. All right, Kyle, thank you.
You're welcome.
Coming up, a peek inside one of Geneseo's hidden gems. The Geneseo Historical Museum has stories to tell, and we're shining a spotlight on this local treasure. Next.
Quad Cities Live continues.
As we continue our special spotlight on the vibrant community of Geneseo, we are taking a step back in time, literally. Tucked in the heart of downtown is a true local treasure, the Geneseo Historical Museum. From rotating exhibits, school tours, and private events, this museum offers an immersive look at the people, events, and artifacts that have helped shape Geneseo and beyond. Melanie Rice is the director of the museum. Melanie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We have so much to get to and to talk about today, because there's just always something really great going on at the museum. But let's kind of start with the basics for folks that have maybe not been to Geneseo a whole lot or never been to the Historical Museum. What can they expect as they walk through the doors?
It is, when people come in, I say it is 9,000 square feet of fun.
Yes.
It really is. It takes 2 hours to take a really good tour.
That's a good museum.
It is a good museum. When you walk in, it is beautiful. It is Victorian, and it is full of just historical artifacts that talk for themselves.
That's great. Wonderful. And the building itself, from what I understand, you just called it Victorian, so it's a historic building.
It is. The North House was built in 1855, and then in 1867, the south part of the house was built. So they're very different, but they're also very beautiful.
Very beautiful and very old. Wow, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit about some of the exhibits that are currently on display. If I were to head there this weekend for Mother's Day weekend, what is something I would see?
Well, for sure, there are some exhibits that just stick around all the time.
Yes.
So we have lots of artifacts that sit out, and they're all documented very well. Our former curator, Angie Snook, has done a fabulous job making sure that everything is perfect. So I walked into this job with not too much to do, which was really great.
That's nice, yeah.
It is very nice. We have also some exhibits that kind of move around a little bit, so we're excited to have those as well.
Okay, great. Well, one really popular one from the summer of last year was an historic wedding dresses exhibit. So that must have brought a lot of people out, because I don't care who you are, we love to go and see wedding dresses from times gone by. So that was a very popular one.
It was. We were very busy last summer. We had 112 wedding dresses throughout the entire museum. And they were very historic, everything from the late 1800s all the way to the 1970s. So it was really fun. And our favorite one was a bride had made a hat for her wedding day out of her own hair.
Oh.
So, right. And that's, I mean, they just...
That is something that they did. good.
That is.
Because we've had historians on the show in the past that have talked all about hats that, that have been made with human hair. So there's always something to see at the museum. And we're looking ahead now to this summer. And there are going to be military uniforms that are part of a featured exhibit. So that is something that we can all look forward to. When does that start?
We're going to have that up and running after Flag Day. So that weekend right after that in June. We have Music Fest coming up. And so thereafter until the end of August, it'll be up.
That is huge for a lot of people, especially during our summer months as we gear up for, Independence Day and the 4th of July. Lots of people, they just really like to feel in tune with patriotism and things like that. So that will be a very cool one for people to see. Now, one of the museum's major highlights is the Underground Railroad Station. Right. This is something that you have all the time.
Correct.
So kind of give us the backstory on that.
Okay, well, from 1855 to 1865, Anna and George Richards, they totally ran the Underground Railroad underneath that north side of the house.
Whoa.
And so they did that for 10 years. And it is amazing to go down to the basement and actually see the hiding hole and the stories that go with it. Wow. And people that come in that's one of the highlights. They definitely come in and asking to see the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, that would have to be a touching experience, and the fact that we have this right here in the QCA community is incredible. Tell us a little bit too about the Moments in History lecture series. This is something that we can get involved in, but it's going to be starting up, I believe, in the fall. So you just wrapped up that season.
We did. We just have the spring season, so we had a historian come and talk about women and property rights and how they didn't have any as soon as they got married, so that was really fun. We had someone talk about baseball in the late 1800s and how we had 3 Major League Baseball players end up from our county in Geneseo, so that was fun as well. And then we had a gentleman come in and talk about light, and he actually lit lard on fire, and that was very interesting, but just talk about kind of the Spark to Socket series, and just talk about how it's changed over the years.
I just feel like whenever we have lecture series like these ones, we're always going to be learning something new, and oftentimes it'll be about our very own communities in which we live, and you never knew it before, which is always a fabulous feeling. Of course, we are excited to get outside. The weather has warmed up, and the museum hosts walking tours. So this is a really cool opportunity to enjoy some outdoor time and learn a little something. This is called Legends and Landmarks.
Right, and we're going to start that this summer, and so June, July, and August, if you go to GeneseoHistory.com, you can sign up, and you can sign up for dates. If those dates don't work for you, you may certainly call the museum, and we can have something else for your family if those dates are not available.
Yeah, what I think is really great is you really do work with people on private events, if that is something that they're interested in, which is what a neat experience to be able to do something like that or host a private event at the museum. So Melanie, the museum also takes a huge role in community events there in Geneseo. We have Geneseo on the show all the time because there's always something going on, and the Historical Museum is oftentimes part of that. Why do you think that's so important?
Well, first of all, geography. We are right downtown, and when the Chamber of Commerce has something going on, we have something going on. So we just had the art walk. We had over 120 some people come through, planes, trains, and automobiles, the Christmas walk. If they are doing something, we are right prime location in order for them to come, and we have something special always.
You always do. You're always going to have a connection to whatever event is going on, whatever community event. Well, that is great. Thank you so much. And the Geneseo Historical Museum, it is located right downtown. The exact address is 205 South State Street. It is open currently Tuesdays through Fridays with additional Saturday hours starting up in June. To register for a walking tour, or if you want to schedule one of those special private visits, call the museum at the number on your screen or visit the website that Melanie just mentioned, which is GeneseoHistory.com. Melanie, thank you so much for coming in and talking about really everything with us here today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Of course. Up next, murder, mayhem, and fruitcake. Paula Sands traded news headlines for high drama in a holiday-themed whodunit film called Death by Fruitcake. Paula and director Max Allan Collins join us in the studio after the break.
Help me to secure locations where we can sequester these witnesses.
Suspects?
So that I can interview them individually.
So that we can interview them separately.
And I can see if one of them slips up.
Yes. I think we have a plan of action. A meeting of the minds.
God help us.
This Friday night, the holiday spirit comes wrapped in mystery and mayhem with a one-night-only opportunity to attend the premiere of Death by Fruitcake at the Last Picture House, of course, located in downtown Davenport.
Yeah, great spot. And Death by Fruitcake is described as a hilarious and twisty holiday whodunit, and it's directed by Max Allan Collins and starring someone very familiar to all of us and all of you at home, Paula Sands. Both of you, welcome back to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Great to be here.
Hi.
Yes, welcome back. You know, we had you both on when you had the premiere in Muscatine early November. How did that go?
It went well. We did a two-night screening there for the local folks, and, and a lot of the people acting in the picture and working on the. We're pretty much a local production.
Yeah. Yes. Because you all filmed in Muscatine, right?
We did a New Era Playhouse, or it's a church that has a playhouse that's out by Wildcat Den. Really one location.
Yeah, it was great. Every morning for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Drove to Muscatine, out in the cornfield there of that lovely church. And what an experience that was. It really was. Thank you, Max, for that.
I can only imagine. Is it tough to watch?
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Because the only reason why I ask is because you did this for so many years.
Yeah.
And
I
now
never
I'm doing
watched it.
I will never watch myself on air.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I can relate to that.
If I can help it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So when you see yourself now, the film is an hour 45 minutes long.
Yeah,
but
90 minutes.
But I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
playing
not you're watching
Vivian
yourself.
Bourne, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he wrote such a fun character, and Barb was in on this as well, right, Mrs. Collins?
Well, I should mention that my wife Barb and I write these books together, and Barb is kind of the lead writer on it. And Paula, we would come on here and talk about the books when a new one came out.
I love the books.
And she loved the books.
Yeah,
I have to tell you that I had everybody cast. I had everything ready to go except the lead, because it was so special. This is an eccentric comic figure. And so, who am I going to get? And I'm driving around in the car, and on the radio it comes off that Paula Sands is retiring.
There you go.
There's your in.
The stars aligned.
So I went home and asked Mark. She said, "Oh, Paula will never do that."
And then he created this.
Look at that.
That's,
and she said yes. She said yes, obviously. And well, you'd actually been in another movie of ours.
Yes, and we shot it here in the studio.
Oh,
this
really?
was back. This is nearly 30 years ago, you guys.
Oh my
I
goodness.
didn't know about this.
And that was we should dig that out someday.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What was it about?
It was, again, a murder mystery. What is the deal with you and killing?
Well, she was a broadcaster. I just took a great leap that she could handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing
leap.
myself.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but there's a few other characters in this film as well. So you have a daughter, played by Elizabeth.
The
Presley.
great Elizabeth
Presley.
Von
Wow.
Presley, yes. She's so good, and I really had such a fun time with her. She's so talented. She's a singer and a dancer.
Yeah, she's a triple threat.
I don't think
There she is.
Yes.
I don't think they'd ever met. Had you
No,
ever
we
met?
hadn't. And our sweet little doggie we used in the film. That
Sushi.
Was sushi.
You know, you don't know if people are going to have chemistry.
Right.
And the first time we got them together, it was the first day of shooting, I think.
Yeah.
And they just clicked.
Yeah, this was our first read-through that we did in Chad's basement.
A little behind the scenes here.
Oh, I guess we did do a read-through, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had to run. That was
that's when you met.
That was the first time I'd met everybody.
Well, I love the behind-the-scenes photos because every time we got a chance to talk to you, Paula, and talk about what it's like. I mean, to show up every day and film this and all of that. It's for me, it's so interesting to hear about it.
To have to look the same way every single day. The hair has to be the same.
Yeah.
The outfit's the same. That's so different from TV, right,
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah, I couldn't do it if I tried.
But you know, we move pretty fast. I mean, a lot of movie sets are very slow, but wouldn't you say we move pretty good?
Yes, and you better know your lines.
Yeah, you better.
That's the other
She
thing that
did.
scared me so much.
Yes.
To memorize lines, I hadn't done that for a long time.
You know, she got mad at me one time, and that was before it started, when I suggested to her, now, if you need a teleprompter, I can arrange for one.
Okay.
Oh,
Only for Paula.
No, I thought I had mentioned it and it was a joke, and all the rest of the cast members are like, does she really expect a teleprompter?
That is
oh no,
funny.
It's like, no.
Well, we can tell you that Paula is probably the only anchor here at the station that never really needed to tell, not for her show anyway.
No,
maybe
exactly.
the news, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to you don't want to misspeak on some facts.
Don't
so
screw up
maybe
the
the
facts,
6 p.m. news. But yeah, you're definitely someone who I've seen her old scripts preparing to take this role on, and there ain't nothing in there.
I was going to say,
that was off the cuff.
As a guest on the show, I never tried to prepare because you never knew what she was going to throw at you.
I know.
It's better that way.
This is all ancient history, as we know now. You guys are doing awesome, and I've turned a page.
You have.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Make more.
Yes. Oh, I bet you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, last time you were on, we talked about the premiere in Muscatine, and that you were talking with Last Picture House to get there. And finally, it's happening a little bit later this week. So there's going to be a special showing of the film here this Friday at the Last Picture House in downtown Davenport, and a special Q&A afterwards, right?
Yes. Starts at 7.
Okay.
The movie starts at 7.
The movie starts at 7.
The movie, not the Q&A.
The Q&A is afterwards, correct?
Yes.
All right, cool.
I'm so excited about that venue, Max. I really am.
venue.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
We were just there a couple weeks ago.
And wait till you see your head this
Oh,
big.
please. Oh, no. I know. I can't handle it. It'll be
It's gonna be
fine.
in the front row.
It'll be good. But so there's just the one showing.
Just
so
for
far.
right now.
Okay.
Right now, and maybe when we get close to Christmas, they'll do it again.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a hit because I went on there today to check out the seats, and they're selling out. So I think word's getting around.
Yes.
Well,
And you know, and people are really excited about seeing this. It's also a really special place to see a movie.
Yeah,
it is.
Last Picture
It
House.
is,
It's very cool, especially a movie like this, and to get the chance for all those people to ask you guys questions after is a really a cool opportunity.
And I should say, Beck and Woods, who put that theater together, have been very supportive of me.
Good.
And I really appreciate
He's
that.
a mentor to them. He
That's
really is.
awesome.
He was there when they first started. So
Yeah.
And look where they are.
I wasn't really, but don't tell them.
No, you were. Did you guys have a scene that? Do we have a scene?
I
have
believe
time
we
for
do
another
have
scene?
time for another
Well,
scene. We've got about a minute left.
I believe this shows you and your daughter together.
You want to show that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's show that.
Let's roll it.
Okay.
I'll tell you how big a diva that creature is.
I don't remember asking.
I write a serious play. She makes a mockery of it.
You were the one who turned FDR into a song and dance man.
Private dressing room, Fiji bottled water, oh, fresh fruit, personal massage.
Oh, this is great.
You're great.
Yes.
You're great.
She's a character. She is, and it's the way it was written. so
Yeah.
yes.
Gosh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was all me.
Yeah,
it really was
it
all
really
me.
was Max is great.
If it's not on the page, it's not
Well,
on
that's
the
true.
page.
Here's the info for
Yes.
everybody. The premiere is this Friday at the Last Picture House. Movie starts at 7, Q&A right after that.
Tickets, lastpicturehouse.com. Paula and Max, thank you so much for being here today. This is
Thanks,
fun.
you guys.
It's
Thank
a
you.
delight to be here.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching.
Your news at 4 coming up next. It was on the two of us.